Hi guys, this is Gary with R&E Paint and Supply. RNEPaintSupply.com is where you can find us. And I've got Michael here with me.
So today we're going to talk about one of our most popular products, the Spraymax 2K Clear Coat. And what we're going to do today is not really a how-to or how to use the product. We're going to go over a lot of technical questions that we get on a regular basis about these products. And we've kind of accumulated these questions over the years, so we're going to kind of do like a Q&A here. So first of all, Gary, what is Spraymax 2K Clear?
Spraymax 2K Clear is a catalyzed activated product that can be used on a lot of different types of substrates. It works great over fresh paint. If you have like fresh base coat, works fantastic for that. It basically is, I like to tell people it's like what a body shop sprays. It's just a different delivery method. I mean, it's basically the same product, or it's a very similar type product. 2K urethane product, has an activator built in it, and once you're ready to spray, it works fantastic.
Okay, so probably one of the most popular questions we get is how long is this product good? It does have an activator in it, so how long is this product good on the shelf for?
Okay, on the shelf, if you buy this, it gives an expiration date right on the can. For instance, this can here, it is January 21st of 2022. We get a lot of people that get confused and think that's an expiration date. They'll call up and they'll say, oh, my product's expired. No, if that's the date on the can, that is when the can was built, not when it expires. This can is good from 3 years from this date that's on the can.
Okay, what about pot life? Once you break that seal between the activator, how long is that can going to be good where you can spray it?
That can is going to be good for about 48 hours is what the manufacturer suggests. Now there has been times, depending on the day and the temperature and that sort of thing, you set it on your workbench and you come back, 3 days later and you pick it up and it'll shake. You can probably still use it. However, the manufacturer says 48 hours, so if you activate it and in 2 days it's set up, that's to be expected.
Okay. What about how many coats do we need? I mean, can you get by with just 1 or 2 coats, or do we need 3 or 4 when we're...
1 or 2 coats generally will not work. Now, if it's artwork that you're keeping inside of the house, that's one thing. But when you're using it for automotive use, you really need to get about 3 to 4 coats on there, and that depends on if you're going to be wet sanding and polishing. If you're going to be wet sanding and polishing, you do want that extra coat on there so that you get durability. Now, as a general rule, coverage with this product is about 6 to 8 square feet. When applied properly, you're going to get about 6 to 8 square feet out of that can. Now, if you just take that can and you start spraying, you're probably going to get 25 feet out of it. But you're not getting enough product on there. You want to make sure that you're only getting about 6 to 8 square foot of coverage, and that tells you that you're getting the right amount of product so that the product's going to last for you.
So you're talking about multiple coats, and one of the most popular questions we get is, how long do I wait between every coat?
We get that question a lot. Ideally, you want at least 5 minutes. In some cases, depending on the temperature and humidity and that sort of thing, you want to be able to touch it. Like if you've got masking paper on there, touch your masking paper. If it's sticky, you're probably okay to go on with the next coat. If it's pulling clear coat away when you're touching it, it's too soon. You need to wait just a little bit longer. And that's usually a good rule of thumb.
Okay. So what can this be used over? I mean, a lot of people want to put clear coat over lots of different finishes. What do we recommend Spraymax to be used on?
I really like Spraymax on top of urethane base coat. I think that's where it works the best. However, you can use it over top of any type of solvent-borne color. You can use it over any type of waterborne color, so it should be compatible with both of those. Now, when you get into lacquers, enamels, and that sort of thing, you run into some different time frames of when it can be used, when it can't be used, and best judgment on that would be you want to try a small area and see how it reacts. But as a general rule, fresh base coat works phenomenal.
So how long about, when a lot of people are asking, how long till I can wet sand and buff this when I'm done with it?
Okay. Yeah, so if you've done a real nice job and you've done a hood on a vehicle and maybe you got some dirt nib and that, dirts, bugs, whatever in there, I would recommend 24 hours before you come back and wet sand and polish that.
Okay. So if we're going to wet sand and polish it, what do we wet sand and polish it with? We get people all the time saying, well, I took 600 to it, but I can't get the scratches out. And then we have guys that call and say, well, I took 2,000 to it, but I'm not getting my nib out. What's your recommendation?
You know, don't hit it with 600 grit. That's way too coarse. I would not sand this with anything less than 1,500 grit, because if you get too coarse, you're just cutting a lot of product off, and you don't need to do that. 1,500 is as coarse, plenty coarse enough to get most any kind of trash out. You might have to sand a little bit longer, but you're better off to do that than to get too coarse. I prefer, myself, I would be 2,000 grit or finer. 2,000 grit, 2,500 grit. It's going to make the polishing process much, much easier.
And I guess kind of last thing is we get questions about is what kind of safety equipment do I need to wear? This is a professional grade product, so a dust mask in our shop is not going to really cut it for this product, correct?
That's true. We get a lot of people that say, hey, well, I'll just wear a dust mask and I'll have plenty of ventilation. Well, I mean, if you choose to do that, that's up to you. However, my health is worth more to me than you know, a small project. I highly recommend that you wear safety glasses, highly recommend that you wear a respirator, and those are the bare minimums. You definitely need that. I would recommend even coveralls. That's a good idea, or at least a long sleeve shirt or something, so you can keep your skin from your skin being exposed to it as much as possible. Gloves, if you have disposable gloves, those work great. But anything that you can do to minimize, you know, you're touching that product, you're better off.
Okay. Well, Gary, I appreciate it. If you guys ever have any questions, you can always find us at repaintsupply.com. Our phone number is on there, and if you guys ever have any future questions that you would like to see us include in any of our videos, give us a call or drop us an email, and we would be glad to see those.
Hey, we also would like for you to like the page and subscribe if you would, and click the bell for notifications. That way you know when we post videos. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you.